Alright, so here's another video, special video to celebrate the 10,000 subscriber mark of my YouTube channel, Sky of the Universe. And for this video, we're going to sort of see a behind the scenes look at how I edit videos. And I just want to mention that most of my videos are raw videos, meaning I know some out there do a lot of heavy editing for their videos. Using different video editing software. And yeah, I have no issues with that at all. That's a great idea, a great thing. But for me, I sort of am part of the philosophy of just filming a video. And unless it's really necessary, I don't really mess around with the lighting or the contrast or anything. But I know there are channels out there and YouTubers that do that, to make their videos, I guess, look more enhanced. Me, I don't know if it's that I don't have the patience for that, or it's just I prefer to sort of show my videos as they are. But if, for example, I'm filming a video and I notice that it's really dark and I'm able to lighten it up, I will do that. But for the most part, the videos that I film, I upload them as is. But as we're about to see here, I do edit them in the sense that I trim them and put them together and transition between the different scenes, which we're going to see here in a moment. So for this video, we're going to be editing a Metro service disruption that happened. Right here it says on Monday, April 28th of 2025. And this started around 5:46 p.m. I actually got word of this right before it happened, so I was about 5 minutes away from the Metro. This is Dilly-Glees, and I started filming the video at Dilly-Glees. As soon as I was outside, I came in and right away started to film, just a few minutes or so after I found out about it. So this video basically that I'm going to put together is all these clips that you see here of me aboard the Metro between Dilly-Glees and Atwater. So just to give you a bit of a background, this was apparently a pepper spray incident, which we're very familiar of in the Montreal Metro system. This is code 900-07. So in the Montreal Metro, there's different emergency codes. In this case, it was a code 900-07, which means dangerous material released. Usually it's pepper spray, but sometimes if there's a gas leak or, some kind of toxin or, anything that's hazardous material, then they'll announce a code 900-07. And usually when it's pepper spray, it's multiple stations that are affected because they have to evacuate not just the station where it occurred, but I think it's 3 or 4 stations that are next to the station that it happens in. And a lot of times if it's, say, at Barrie-UQAM or a station close to a terminus, a station close to, let's say, an interchange station like Lino Gru or Jean Talon, Snowden, Barrie-UQAM, you'll get multiple lines that are affected. So I'll show you guys how this works. So how we edit. So the software that I use is called UCut. So hang on, I'll pull that up. So here is my editing software that I use on my mobile device. This is UCut Pro. And yeah, I wanted to mention as well that most of my editing, 99% of it, is done on my mobile phone. I'm trying to learn more on the laptop how to do video editing and that, but for now this works good. Like I said, UCut Pro, it's about $5 a year. It's worth it. This is where I do all my editing, putting together a clip. So I'm going to choose new project, and first thing I'm going to do here is find the clip of when I first walked into the Metro station, which is here. So this is going to be the first clip, and all these other clips are the ones that followed after. And as you can see, I select them all in order, and this is the last one.
Attention, le service est rétabli.
So that was at the end of the disruption, so I know that was the last clip. So now I've selected 11 different clips from that service disruption that I filmed. So I selected them, I hit enter, and now I can begin the editing process. So this is going to be an 8-minute 53-second video, as you can see in the bottom right corner. So here's where it begins.
Une intervention des services d'urgence nous oblige à interrompre le service sur la ligne 2 Orange. Le service devrait reprendre vers 17h55 minutes.
So that was clip number 1, and here's clip number 2.
Une intervention des services d'urgence nous oblige à interrompre le service sur la ligne 1 vers entre les stations Atwater et Honoré-Beaugrand.
So that's the second clip. So you can see here there's like a little pencil or pen. I'm going to touch that, tap that, and this is where I can choose different transitions, see, between the different clips. 99% of the time I choose the mix, which is this one, and I can choose how long the transition is. This is the maximum. 5 seconds. But you can see it overlaps with the, the two clips overlap. So I usually keep it around 0.5 to 1 second. So here's the second clip. And here would be the third clip. Again, I can choose the time of the transition. This one I'll put a little shorter. I'll put half a second, 0.5 seconds. And just to note, all these clips, I already sort of pre-edited them, meaning if there was a certain length that was too long, I sort of trimmed it down. So these are clips that are good to go. So I just have to transition them properly, as you can see. And when I say pre-editing, I mean basically if I was filming and I sort of filmed too long into the clip where there was nothing exciting happen, I would edit it in the actual native video editing software on the Samsung Galaxy, the Android video editing software, and then add the clips onto this. I could just add the clips on here and use this to edit. Sometimes I do that, but sometimes I just pre-edit and then put the clips on here.
We'll see. There's usually pepper spray incident, so we'll see if we can find out where it is.
So I'm able also to zoom in and out of the group of clips, as you can see here. So depending on where I want to go, I can zoom in or out into a certain position. Also, maybe I'll do a separate video someday showing you all the different features of UCut, because you can even reverse videos, you can add music and all kinds of things. But this is a very basic edit I'm doing here, just putting the transitions in. So again, this is just going through.
It's 6:01 p.m. So
making sure that everything's good, and we're coming up to the end now.
Departure signals tones here at Atwater. So our train is stopped right in the middle of the station. Now we're going to advance towards the edge of the platform. Very slowly, but the other platform. Quick view. Platform. Here's a. So I'll pause the video and we'll resume on the other platform. Here's a quick view facing towards the east. We were just on. Let's go down to the platform now so we can see. Platform now so we can see. So we can see. I'll have to wait and see here.
Attention.
So that looks good to go.
Attention, le service est rétabli sur la ligne 1. Merci de votre compréhension.
There's 71. Ironically, favorite set amongst transit fans. Alright, so that's it, guys. A little bit of an interesting video there.
So that's pretty much the basics of editing, how I edit a video. And the thing is, when you put the transitions in, depending on the length of the transition, if it's half a second or a full second, it'll actually trim that off the video length, because the transition basically cuts the video somewhat, so shortens it a bit. So as you can see, we're left with a video. All the clips put together, the total video duration is 8 minutes and 44 seconds. So now that that's done, all I do is I hit save. I always put the maximum quality on everything, so resolution I always put 4K. Unless I film it in 720p or something, then it sort of messes it up if I process it at a higher resolution. Frame rate, I always choose 60 FPS because that's what I film it in. Quality high. So whatever settings, usually I say maybe 75 to 99, or maybe 75 to 95% of the time I film in 4K. 60 frames per second. Sometimes I film in 30 frames per second, sometimes 720, depending on, you know, my storage situation or whatever. But anyways, whatever I film in, whatever resolution, frame rate I film in, when I do the editing, I consistently keep it at whatever I filmed in, because otherwise it won't work. And I hit save, and then we get to converting video, and this is where it puts it all together for the end product. And depending on the video size, this could take maybe half an hour, 20 minutes, sometimes longer. So when this is done, we'll check back and I'll show you how I upload it to YouTube. So finally the video has processed and it is saved, and we are now ready to upload. So here's what I do, very simple, I'll show you here. So I open up my UCut folder right here, down here, and choose the file and hit this, select YouTube, hit next, and here's where I add my information, my details, and where I could schedule the video to be published. So I already wrote the description while it was processing. I'm just gonna copy paste it, basically telling you when it was filmed, what it was. And here for a title, I'll put probably service disruption on the Green Line of the Montreal Metro system. And sometimes I like to put a little emoji, you know, make it a little more appealing. But sometimes I'll put a little like this sign here. And I'll put here April 28th, 2025. And I'll schedule the video for probably tomorrow morning, and technically midnight, which is in about 22 minutes from now. Should have time to process. And location, I always like to put Montreal. Playlist, I have the Montreal Metro playlist. And for a thumbnail, I will choose a thumbnail right here. Hang on. So to choose a thumbnail, I go back to the main video and I find a place that I can find sort of a frame that looks appealing. So this one here, I think, is a good representation of a service disruption in the Montreal Metro. And I click this button up here to the upper left, and it takes a picture of the basically screenshot. Then I go back here, and this is where I could choose my thumbnail that I just took, stone I took. And I can kind of zoom in here a bit. And it's sort of an appealing image right there, I guess. And that's the one I'm going to choose for my thumbnail. And I hit upload, and yeah, that's where the upload is right here. So that's pretty much it. So hopefully you enjoyed that little behind the scenes video of how I edit videos. And once again, thank you everybody for 10,000 subscribers. And as always, more videos to come and more videos of making videos to come. All right. Thanks everybody.